Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's a Monday, so it's another in-depth collection. This is part 4, so I won't hang around. Let's get into the collection. So we carry on from where we were from last time. Obviously, AI is where we left it. So let's go down and let's get on with this. So the first off is A Scanner Darkly. Obviously, Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr. Very good cast. Very kind of cell animated film. I believe it was filmed and then drawn over. So I thought that was really good. Obviously, then next to it is a series of unfortunate events starring Jim Carrey, if I can even read it right. So yeah, I did like this. I did watch the Netflix show and I thought that was alright as well, but it did start to, obviously it's from a set of books, but I thought the film was quite good. Assault on Precinct 13, been a fair while since I've seen this, but I remember it being quite a good action film, of the 90s I believe. Good old Lawrence Fishburne there. And Hawk... So A Star Is Born, obviously still got a label on it, but I did go and see it at the cinema. I did think this was actually a really, really good film. I did feel that this actually deserved to win the Oscar, but I know it did win some Oscars for the music, I believe, but I think it should, I believe it was one of the better films and what did win. Then obviously Astro Boy, another Nicolas Cage film. It was okay, not as good as I expected it to be, but there we go, we can't help all that. This is a film I really, really love. 1,000 Words, a recent Eddie Murphy one, where he gets cursed and basically every word he says, a leaf drops from a tree until he basically can die. Very interesting concept, very well done, very funny, kind of, I thought it was really, really good. A lot of people didn't, but that's by the by. Then we have A Time to Kill. Again, another good 90s film, Matthew McConaughey and Sandra Bullock, where Samuel L. Jackson is on trial for a murder, and they're trying to kind of get him off and feel like whether it's justified or not. Atomic Blonde, saw this at the cinema, did buy this after. I thought this was all right. The only bit for me is where it's a good realistic action thriller, except for where she jumps off the balcony in a fire hose. I thought that was a bit far-fetched, but apart from that, I thought it was quite a good film. A very low budget one I picked up many years ago, Atomic Train, never seen it. It's probably very cheesy, but I will get round to watching it one day. If you've seen my What Have I Been Watching, so Touch of Cloth, we have season 1, very silly crime detectives. So Touch of Cloth season 1, we have Touch of Cloth season 2, and then the last series that I ever did with Karen Gillan, obviously of Guardians of the Galaxy fame now. Oh, and then we have the complete Touch of Frost. This is my wife, or season 4. Touch of Frost is my wife's. We both like David Jason, and I don't remember this, but it's all good fun. Then we swift along to the road. It is A Town Called Eureka. We have the full series here, so season 1. 2, I don't know what it in funny orders, and then obviously they changed the box set for 3.5, which is still sealed. I've still yet to finish this series. Obviously that's 4.5. Give us a full series rather than keep bulking up. And then the final series, which is 5 there. I will get around to watch this. I did really like this series, and just fortunately I got to a point where it wasn't on TV. Attack the Block, really quite like this one. It's quite good. Obviously there's the guy from Star Wars, I can't remember his name, John Boyega, that's it. Yeah, really good film. I was surprised actually. I really liked this, about like some weird aliens attacking like Council Block. Apologies, why shift the camera around. August Rush, obviously, so a big Freddie Highmore fan. Me and my wife are. Obviously, we liked him in the Psycho series and obviously The Good Doctor. So we went back and bought quite a few stuff he was in. This is quite a heartfelt little film. Then we have the Austin Powers, number 1. Yeah, baby. Then obviously The Spy Who Shagged Me. And then Goldmember. This was the worst one. I really am not a big fan of Beyonce's acting and stuff. But yeah, I look forward if they ever did a 4. I probably would watch it. Australia, actually a really good film. Quite a long film. Obviously, didn't realise that both Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman are from Australia. I knew Hugh Jackman was, but not Nicole Kidman. So, but it was quite a good film, quite a classic. Avatar. Obviously, only DVD. Do really want to buy this on Blu-ray. I think this is still. No, that's not sealed. Because I did actually really love 2, so I do want to upgrade. This is one of the few films I do want to upgrade because I do feel the visual effects are far better. Walk Among the Tombstones, obviously still got a label on it. I've not seen it. One of the only few Liam Neeson films I've not seen, so I can't comment, but it was £1, so obviously a bargain. A Walk to Remember Mandy Moore, a very kind of sadish film if memory serves me right, but still quite a good one. Maybe one for the women or your girlfriends if they like a good film. It's quite a good one to watch. Awake. Obviously, we have Hayden Christensen here from Star Wars. This is very good. This is basically about when you have a procedure. There are cases where, even though you have anaesthetic, that your mind can still be awake, and then you kind of feel all the stuff that is happening to you, but you can't kind of react. It's very good. See that 1 in 700 people wake up during surgery, but it's obviously you're awake, but your body doesn't seem to be awake, so the doctors don't know. I say it's very, very good. Very, very interesting concept. Then we have Azumi, really good Japanese film about a female martial artist. Unfortunately, we also have 2, but 2 was really rubbish in my eyes. But oh well. And that's all of the A's. So we finally got on to B. So first off, obviously 49 Baby Driver. Wasn't the biggest fan of this, but for 49p, you couldn't go wrong. It was all right. It wasn't my favourite from the cinema, but for 49p, I happily rewatch it. See, for this, we then get into the bigger ones. So we have the Babylon 5 set. So we have to complete, obviously, season 1, season 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have the movies. So this is the first for this. So this is, we get The River of Souls, Third Space, and A Call to Arms. Then obviously we have In the Beginning. I think they are in a specific order. The Gathering, The Lost Tales, which was quite good. Obviously that was set after Crusade. Legend of the Rangers, which is obviously supposed to be a pilot for a new TV series, and then Crusade. I did really like this. It was a shame it didn't get picked up. I know they are trying to reboot it or revitalise. Babylon 5, and hopefully something will be out this year, fingers crossed. Babylon AD, bit of a cheesy Vin Diesel film set in the future. It was okay. Is that Amber Heard? Looks a little like Amber Heard. It's probably not, but no, it's not. Ignore me there. Then we have, obviously, Baby's Day Out. Obviously, Dunstan Check-In is then here with it because it's a 2-pack, but because it's Baby's Day Out first, it goes into B's. Bachelorette, obviously, quite a few famous female, like Kirsten Dunst there, Isla Fisher, and that in a kind of hen party that goes really, really wrong. And then we have Bachelor Party, only watched a few years ago, never watched this as a kid or even knew about it. It's okay. I don't think it was that great from Tom Hanks. Then we have Backdraft, really, really good film from Ron Howard. Obviously about firefighters, quite a good all-star cast. And obviously one of my favourite, Back to the Future trilogy, 1, 2 and 3 there. Maybe I'll upgrade this at some point, who knows. Then we got Bad Boys. Again, in my top 90s movies, Bad Boys 2. And we do have Bad Boys for Life, but it is Inside the House, so it's not featured here. Then we move on to Bad Company. I have seen this. I thought it was kind of very cheesy. It's a bit of a weird dynamic with Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins, but I say it's alright, it's worth a watch. Nothing to write home. So a big Jet Li fan, even, Badge of Fury. I don't remember this film. It's not got a label on it. I may not have seen this, and it might have just bought it from a car boot or something, but that's all I can. Bad Grandpa, hilarious, loved the Jackass team back in the day. I thought this was a really, really good one. Watched this with my now wife and her mum, and even they were in hysterics. So, right, let's move some stuff out because these are tight in. So first we have is Bad Lieutenant. Again, Nicholas, I thought this was a bit of a weird film. I really didn't like it. I know a lot of people did, and a few critics did. Stuff. Let's just sort stuff out. I'll leave that there for him. Okay, so Bad Mums, we have the first one of that. Bad Neighbours, really, really love this. Really thought this was quite a good team of format. Then obviously the second one, haven't watched it yet, still sealed. We'll get round to watching it at some point. Bad Santa, Billy Bob Thornton. Really thought this was quite funny. Quite a funny Christmas film, and yeah, just something a bit different. Bad Teacher, Cameron Diaz. I think this is one of the last things she did before retiring, kind of, from acting, and had a good cast. It was okay. Bad Times at the El Royale had such a good cast. I thought this was really, really rubbish. It may be an artsy one, and maybe I didn't grab aspects of it, but I thought it could have been so much better. One you don't normally find, Bad Words. This is a really hilarious film. I think I bought this in like Sainsbury's for £2. It's the only time I've ever seen it on sale. Yeah, it's basically about Jason Bateman. He doesn't. He basically leaves school early and doesn't graduate, and because of that, he can be entered in a kids' spelling bee, and it is him going to a kids' spelling bee. He is not the nicest of human beings, and as you can see, everybody chasing him. He does annoy a lot of people, but very funny. There we go. So we have Ballistic X's versus Sever. This is Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu, is a kind of martial art one. I thought it was all right. I saw it long time ago, so my memory isn't the best on this one, but I thought it was an all right. Balls of Fury, just one of those silly, I think 2000 odd comedies, obviously about table tennis. Again, I remember it is all right. This, I feel, is a really good underrated film. So it's kind of a heist film, but with a twist. Obviously, good old Bruce Willis there, and Billy Bob Thornton and Kate Black. Really, really good cast, really good story, a few good twists and turns in there. And yeah, I say it's not your average heist movie in my eyes, so it was quite good. Then as you see, Band of Brothers. I bought this recently, so I've not seen it, so I have no idea. Edition, but do look forward to watching that. Then more Nicolas Cage, Bangkok Dangerous. I thought this was quite a good one, actually. Obviously a little bit of different story. Obviously he is an assassin and stuff like this, and there's quite a lot of action in there. Obviously he's not the most, he has gone past like the Rock days and that, where he is far on his game, but I didn't think it was as bad. Barbarella, this is one my father-in-law recommended to me. It's all right. It's a little weird but obviously it's quite an old film back based on time. I'm sure every teenage young lad's favourite film at the time. Barbed Wire, Pamela Anderson. Obviously she has some good scenes in here. I like it. Again, comedy. Basketball, obviously the creators of South Park there, and Jenny McCarthy in the middle. Very, very funny film, I thought. Very cheesy but funny. And then Basic Instinct and Basic Instinct 2. I've not watched both of them. I think I've seen one back in the day. I've never seen two. With Stan Collymore, I think, was in it. But I'll watch it at some point. Let's just put that one back in there. It's all nice and neat. So let me get on the bees. Ugh. Let me just reposition myself. Apologies for that. So we had the Batman motion picture anthology. So this is the first, obviously, 4 movies. I like all of these in their own right. Obviously, Keaton was very good. I didn't mind Val Kilmer. George, yeah, he weren't the best. But I thought it was quite funny with Mr. Freeze and all that. And let's get this in there. Then obviously we have Batman Begins, so part of the Nolan's trilogy. The Dark Knight Rises, obviously Heath Ledger's last film. Thought it was really good. And then The Dark Knight Rises, again, really good film, I thought. Then we go on to Bats. So label's still on it, never seen it. Again, we'll get around to watching it at some point. Obviously, I do unfortunately have a lot of films still to watch. Classic from my childhood, Batteries Not Included, with the little robots. Watched this with my wife, I think a year or so ago. Absolutely loved this. This is a very classic film. Probably one of the worst rated films ever. Let's say Battlefield Earth with John Travolta. Yeah, it's not the best. It's turn your brain off and watch, I think, 2 hours of steady sci-fi. Battle for Los Angeles. I thought this was alright. This came out obviously with the whole alien invasion and stuff. I think I did like the other one better than this, but I can't remember what that one was called. Then obviously we had Battle Royale. Love this movie. Obviously come out before the Hunger Games. If you like the Hunger Games, I'd definitely recommend this. And then on the back of that, I watched the second one, which isn't very good. They kind of screw a lot of stuff up in it, but again, that's their choice. And then we have Battleship, obviously based off the board game with Rihanna there. Again, I thought this was all right. There was just a few silly bits in it, but I mean, when you've got the kind of board game, there ain't much you can do to convert it. It would be really, really good. Then we have a Battlestar Galactica seasons 1, 2 and 3, and the mini-series in there. And then the final one of this video, obviously we had the 4th. Really, really good series. I watched the original as a kid. I can't remember too much of it. The twists and turns in this are really, really good. I definitely recommend it. And that is obviously part 4. Obviously we're good. We've done a bookcase of about probably 15 or 20, so quite a lot more to go, but glad everybody is sticking with me. Obviously good to be into the bees at least, so mixing it up a little bit more. Otherwise, normal stuff like comment, subscribe if you wish to. Otherwise, I've been Cypher Sigma, and I'll see you in the next one.